Good morning. Welcome to your daily operations weather brief at 8:15. We have an active weather day today with a fairly strong area low pressure just off the coast. It's giving us some rainfall, heavy at times this morning, as well as winds up to 40 miles an hour already this morning. Going to see those winds peaking out at 45 mile an hour with the gust for this afternoon. Also going to see some minor coastal flooding with some tides coming in for the afternoon and evening hours, possibly moderate as we move into tomorrow. As we move into tomorrow, could be seeing a possibility of some snowfall and expecting a little bit of accumulation across the region, but I'll get into that in just a few minutes. Looking at our surface analysis this morning, as of 9Z, we had an area low pressure along the Virginia-North Carolina border that's going to ride along a stationary boundary off the coastline for this afternoon. That's going to allow us to continue to see the rainfall throughout the morning and the early afternoon hours. Some of that could be heavy at times, as I've mentioned. We move into the later afternoon hours, into the evening hours today, we'll see more of a light rain and drizzle for the area. This area low pressure that's currently across the Appalachian Mountains and Tennessee Valley will redevelop off the coast for tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. That's going to provide us with a possibility of wintry type weather for our region for tomorrow afternoon. Looking at our radar, infrared satellite, and surface observations across the Wallops region this morning, seeing temperatures in the upper 30s this morning, rising into lower 40s for later on this morning. We're seeing temperatures continuing to be around 41 to 43 degrees throughout the day today. And with this rainfall and northeasterly wind, that's going to allow for us to have fairly damp and raw conditions across the region. Also seeing some wintry precipitation already starting to break out across northern portions of Maryland, West Virginia, and very far northern portions of Virginia this morning. That's going to continue for today and moving into the D.C. area for this afternoon, evening. And then finally for tomorrow, we'll see a transition for some snowfall by tomorrow afternoon across our region. Looking at our HRRR model, high resolution model, going to show derived reflectivity for this morning into the afternoon hours. We can see here as we move through real quickly, this is at 8 a.m. moving on to 10 a.m. this morning, still seeing that rainfall in the region. Noon, seeing possibility of some heavy rainfall. Moving into the later afternoon hours, 2, 3, 4 o'clock here, we can see the bulk of the precipitation is moving north of the region. We'll still be seeing some showers regenerating over our area. It's going to provide us with some light rainfall, possibly moderate times, but most likely just some light rainfall. As moving to the evening hours, you can see here, not really seeing much reflectivity across the region, but we'll expect some drizzle and mist over the area. Our current conditions this morning, we had an overcast deck at 800 feet, 4 mile statute visibility, moderate rainfall, some mist out there as well. Our winds are currently out of the northeast at 60 degree azimuth, 22 knots sustained, gust higher, seeing latest gust on the island around 35 miles an hour, temperature at 43 degrees, and relative humidity at 90%. Looking at our risk chart for today, quite a variety of colors on our risk chart today, as we have likely scenario of rainfall for today into tonight and into tomorrow morning. Red for our rainfall from now until 8 o'clock or 20 local. We'll see an orange with the rainfall for this evening into the early hours as that area low pressure redevelops along the coastline. That's going to allow us to have a slight break in our heavier rainfall, just some lighter rainfall or drizzle during this time period. And then we move into the overnight hours into the early morning hours tomorrow from 4 to 8 o'clock local, looking at once again rainfall likely across the region with that area low pressure deepening off our coastline. Our winds are going to be fairly gusty today and out of the northeast, looking at a peak wind today around 39 knots for this afternoon or 45 miles an hour, and we're going to have red conditions throughout the whole entire time period until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll continue to see red conditions for tomorrow afternoon with our winds over 25 knots. We do currently have a wind advisory out and expecting that to continue through at least tomorrow afternoon. Our ceilings will be around 500 feet today, looking at a ceiling currently around 700 feet, so ceilings could dip below that 500-foot criteria throughout any time period from now until tomorrow morning. And we do have a pretty good chance of some heavy rain this morning with an orange and then also a lingering chance of some heavier rain for the early afternoon hours. As I mentioned, temperatures will be in the lower 40s today, expecting a high at 43 this morning and then falling into the around 42 to 41 degrees for this afternoon. We'll see an overnight low around 38 degrees tonight, and then seeing those temperatures continuing to slowly drop off into the upper 30s to mid 30s by later on tomorrow morning, with a 37 degree mark at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Looking at our 24-hour terminal forecast, currently we have an overcast deck at 700 feet, moderate rainfall out there, a chance we have a broken deck at 900 feet, overcast deck at 1500 feet with light rainfall. We have a likely scenario we'll go down to 500 feet with heavy rain. We'll continue with these lower ceilings throughout the day, as I mentioned, with that rainfall, seeing like our best chance of rainfall through 5 o'clock today, with possibility of moderate rainfall after 2 o'clock this afternoon, with light rainfall most likely. Move into the overnight hours. I mentioned we'll see that drizzle this evening and then turning into more of a light rain variety for our overnight time period. Wednesday at 3 local, we'll see a overcast deck at 600 feet, rain showers in the area, and a chance of some moderate rainfall. And by tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, we'll see an overcast 800 feet, 4-mile statute visibility with some light rain, and we do have a chance of a wintry mix with rain and sleet mixing in after 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Looking at our Wednesday into Thursday, Wednesday will be a very interesting day weather-wise. We'll have overcast skies, windy conditions, and cold temperatures. Rain changing to wintry mix by late morning. We'll have wintry mix changing to all snow by afternoon, evening. Snow total accumulation of 1 to 2 inches, primarily on the elevated and grassy surfaces. We'll have a high in the morning of 38 degrees, temperatures falling into lower 30s by afternoon and evening, and we'll have wind gusts of 45 miles an hour with this nor'easter off the coastline. Moving up into areas tomorrow, north of the region of Wallops, northwest of the area looking like Salisbury, and up to Cambridge is going to see more of a winter storm with accumulations greater than 3 inches in that area, with the possibility of heavy snowfall for tomorrow afternoon. And for here at Wallops, looking like that heavy snowfall will fall tomorrow afternoon, primarily around noon to 4 o'clock. Looks like the best chance of us seeing heavy snow, and when we do see that heavy snow, could see some slushy conditions on the roadways if it does make it into the area. We'll see a red for precip, red for winds, and an orange for our ceilings. Wednesday night we'll have overcast skies to mostly cloudy skies, breezy conditions, cold temperatures, a chance of a few lingering flurries early, have a low of 31 degrees, precip yellow, and our winds will be yellow as well. For our Thursday, after the storm moves out of the area, we'll see mostly to partly cloudy skies, breezy conditions, chilly temperatures, high of 46 degrees, so any of that snow that does fall and accumulates will melt mostly on Thursday with a high of 46, as I mentioned, and winds will be an orange for winds just around 25 knots on Thursday. Looks like we'll probably see a wind advisory by Thursday afternoon. Well, that's going to complete the 8:15 daily operations weather brief. We'll have a more updated and detailed look at the winter storm approaching the area at our 10 o'clock brief, as well as looking at the next 7 days.